Hi, I'm Rabbi Dave Felsenthal, and welcome to my world, the world of the Rabbi Who Got Rich on Sunday. My goal is to share my hard-earned knowledge and to help people who were like I was 22 years ago, when my life came to a crossroads between living my dreams and giving up on my dreams to face reality. Sure, I've made some spectacular mistakes, but I've also had unbelievable successes along the way. I am living what I like to call, with sincere thanks to the Almighty, my dream life. Tropical lifestyle, chickens, waterfalls, and sunrises in Kauai. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Rabbi Who Got Rich on Sunday. I'm so glad you're here because today we're continuing our lifestyle series, a journey through some of the incredible places I was blessed to visit all in 1 month. Now, last week we took you through the lights and sights of Las Vegas. This week, we're taking it about 10 notches down on the noise scale and up about 10 notches on the beauty scale, with a tropical lifestyle example complete with unexpected wildlife encounters on the epic scale. Week 2 of our lifestyle month was a week with my wife and I enjoying Kauai, Hawaii. Yes, Kauai, or as I like to call it, the island where the chickens rule the land and the people are just grateful guests. Let me tell you, if Las Vegas is about flashing neon lights and shows that dazzle your eyes, Kauai is about slowing down, breathing deeply, and seeing the Creator's handiwork in every tree, wave, and sunset. Day 1, waterfalls, wild chickens, and a tropical lifestyle. We landed in Kauai, and right away it felt like stepping into a postcard. Our first stop, Opeka Falls. Now this waterfall looks like it came straight out of a movie set. The way it flows reminds me of something critical in business: consistency. The water never stops. It doesn't push harder some days and weaker on others. It simply keeps flowing, and over time it shapes the rocks beneath it. That's how momentum works in your business. Steady, consistent flow changes everything. Then came our first laugh out loud moment. We pulled into the resort, and right in front of the car, wild chickens crossing the road. And I know you're already thinking the joke, why did the chickens cross the road in Kauai? Well, apparently, to remind us to expect the unexpected. In business, just like in life, sometimes things pop up in the middle of your plans. If you slam on the brakes every time, you'll never move forward. Learn to pause, laugh, and keep going around the chickens. And I'll tell you something, there's a life lesson right there. Sometimes you're rushing to get somewhere, you've got waterfalls to see, bags to unpack, business to attend to, and then the Almighty sends you chickens, a reminder to slow down, to laugh, to say maybe this delay is exactly what I need. Day 2, outdoor market in Kauai and Fantasy Island. One of my favorite parts of lifestyle traveling versus traveling for business is exploring the local markets. In Kauai, we stumbled into this vibrant outdoor market filled with colors, sounds, and the smell of fresh produce. And then there it was, the legendary egg fruit. Friends, let me tell you, egg fruit tastes exactly like a hard-boiled egg mashed into a fruit body. It's one of those foods where you're not sure if it belongs in a salad or a science experiment, but hey, we tried it because life is all about tasting new things. And here's the business tip. You've got to try new egg fruits in your work too. Maybe if it's a marketing strategy, maybe it's a new product, maybe it's delegating differently. Some experiments will feel strange, some won't fit right away, but innovation comes when you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone. Later that day, we stopped at Wailua Falls. Now, here's the cool part. That's the waterfall where they filmed the opening scene of the old TV show Fantasy Island. Remember the little guy yelling, "Da plane! Da plane!" Well, I stood there looking at that exact spot, and I thought, this is no fantasy, this is real life. And if you build the right kind of lifestyle, this kind of beauty can actually be part of your reality. And standing there, I thought, your fantasy island in business isn't built by chance. It's built step by step with vision, with structure, and with the courage to see beyond what others think is possible. Day 3. The tropical lifestyle continues with Waimea Canyon and Papua Beach. The next day we went to Waimea Canyon, sometimes called the Grand Canyon of the Pacific. Standing at the lookout, I was struck by the layers. Each layer of rock told a story, thousands of years old. And I thought, success in business is layered too. The top layer people see is the highlight, the wins, the recognition, the money, but underneath are years of effort, trial and error, and perseverance. Don't be fooled into thinking success and living the successful lifestyle happen overnight or even fast. Success and the fabulous lifestyle that goes with it are built in layers. Enjoy this short video of the canyon. That evening, we went to Papua Beach. Just as the sun melted into the horizon, monk seals swam up to the sand and flopped down for the night. And here's the lesson. Those seals know when it's time to stop. In business, you've got to learn when to push and when to pull back. And if you never rest, you'll burn out. But if you rest at the right times, you'll have the strength to swim strong when it matters most. And enjoy the little video of these seals.
Don't move very fast.
It's crazy.
I don't think he's very impressed.
I was going to say, like, can he even notice? Whatever. I'm like, there's a turtle! There's a turtle! Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Look at oh my goodness. That's crazy.
Whale, day 4. Whales spouting horn and Kailua Point. One of the highlights of the trip was whale watching. Imagine standing on that boat waiting. You don't see anything at first, then suddenly a massive whale bursts through the surface and sprays water high into the air. The business lesson? Breakthroughs often happen after long periods of patience. Stay steady when you don't see the results right away, because when they surface, they're spectacular. Also imagine being out on the open water and suddenly, psh, a sprout of water shoots into the air, and then this enormous, magnificent whale rises from the sea like a living skyscraper of creation. Enjoy these little videos of our experience watching the whales. There it is. That was a blow? Yeah. Yeah. We also, and by the way, after we watched the whales, I turned to my wife and I said, you know, in business, we talk about making a splash. But this is the original. We also visited Spouting Horn, where the waves rush into a rock and shoot water up like a geyser. I thought about pressure. In business, we all face pressure, deadlines, finances, expectations. The trick is to let the pressure push creativity upward, like the water, instead of keeping it bottled up inside. Again, enjoy the little video.
I got a little spot out of that one.
At Kailua Point, we watched birds soaring freely above the cliffs and took a tour of the famous light tower. And it hit me. Leadership is about perspective. From the ground, you only see obstacles. From the air, you see direction. That's why in your business, you've got to regularly rise above the daily grind to see the bigger picture, which helps you end up living the lifestyle you dream of having. Everywhere you looked in Kauai, you were reminded. Life is about balance, stillness and motion, land and sea, work and rest.
You're zooming in? You're trying to see what it is? Very interesting.
Day 5. Nothing is more tropical in lifestyle than Gilligan's Island Beach. This day of our tropical lifestyle was fun. We visited the lagoon and beach where Gilligan's Island was filmed. You remember the theme song, A 3-Hour Tour. Well, yeah, let me tell you, if I were stranded on this island, I wouldn't complain. I just need my wife, a good book of Psalms, and maybe some Wi-Fi. Standing there, I thought about how people laughed at the misadventures of Gilligan and his crew every week. Yet in business, so many of us play Gilligan, drifting without a clear plan. The difference? You're not stuck on an island. You can chart your own course, build a plan and follow it, and don't let your business drift endlessly in circles.
Okay, do you know what this is? Does this look familiar to anybody? 1, 2, 3. So sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip.
Days 6 and 7, Shabbat in Kauai. Then came one of the most meaningful parts of the trip, Shabbat, the Sabbath. We paused our sightseeing and joined the local Jewish community. I was honored to be a guest speaker, and I'll tell you, even in a place as remote as Kauai, Jewish life is alive and vibrant. We lit the candles, sang and prayed, shared Torah, walked the boardwalk, and simply rested. And here's the secret. Let me tell you, you haven't experienced an important perspective on the beauty of a spiritual life until you've celebrated the Sabbath in a far-off place, yet felt completely at home. And I realized, no matter where you go in the world, your identity, your faith, your community, it goes with you. It anchors you. Shabbat teaches us the ultimate business tip. You are not your work. The world runs on the Almighty's rhythm, not just yours. When you rest, you show that your business doesn't own you, you own it. And ironically, when you honor that pause, your productivity during the week multiplies. Day 8, sunrise and farewell to our tropical lifestyle adventure. On our last morning, I woke up early on our tropical lifestyle adventure and I watched the sunrise. It looked exactly like the picture from the children's book Good Night Moon. Bright orange, glowing, lifting over the horizon with the moon there. It was the Creator's way of saying, every day is a fresh start. I almost expected the little bunny to wave good morning to me. We said goodbye to the local rabbi of Kauai and this tropical lifestyle with one last stroll on Kauai Beach, and then boarded our flight, this time to New Jersey, to visit kids and grandkids, because at the end of the day, lifestyle isn't just about seeing beautiful places, it's about sharing those experiences with the people you love most. Final takeaway. So what's the message from Kauai and our tropical lifestyle adventure? That business and lifestyle are deeply connected. The waterfalls teach us about consistency. The chickens remind us to laugh at disruptions. The egg fruit tells us to experiment. The canyon teaches patience with layers. The seals remind us to rest. The whales show us to wait for breakthroughs. And Shabbat proves that when you pause with purpose, everything else aligns. Lifestyle isn't separate from success. Lifestyle is the fuel of success. Life is beautiful, but you have to choose to see it, to step away from the noise, to let the chickens cross the road in front of you, to taste the egg fruit, to sit at sunset and just be. And here's the secret. When you invest in a lifestyle that refreshes you spiritually, emotionally, and physically, your business benefits too. You come back sharper, more creative, and more focused. You don't just make more money, you make better use of your money. That's why I believe building financial freedom isn't just about the numbers. It's about creating the space to live, to travel, to connect with the Almighty, your family, and your community. And Kauai? Well, Kauai reminded me of all of that. Closing and weekly challenge. My friends, thank you for joining me on this journey to Kauai. Next time we'll head to New York and New Jersey, where the scenery shifts, but the lessons keep flowing. And until then, remember, live fully, work with purpose, and never be afraid to taste the egg fruit. This has been the Rabbi Who Got Rich on Sunday, and I hope you enjoyed this lifestyle episode, Tropical Lifestyle, Chickens, Waterfalls, and Sunrises in Kauai. This week's challenge is to take a break from your busy routine and find something beautiful to look at without chickens cutting you off and forcing you to stop. Share your experience with me so I can enjoy it too. Thank you for tuning in to the Rabbi Who Got Rich on Sunday. If you found value in today's episode, subscribe so you don't miss out on future insights and strategies to help you thrive. Don't forget to share this episode with a friend or colleague who could benefit from tropical lifestyle, chickens, waterfalls, and sunrises in Kauai. Visit my website, therabbiwhogotrichonsunday.com, to access content-rich articles including guidance and tips on living the dream life. If you're listening to this podcast on any popular platform, the show notes also contain a link to a dedicated webpage for this episode.